the topless girls.
They didn't like us. I know. I thought it was like music. You see a bit.
Exactly. Yeah.
I thought improv structures were open to use anyway.
Well, according to these guys, they weren't. We would use the same sort of premise. The driving thing. It started out as two cops. I saw improv groups do it, and what Cheech and I did, we made it. The Chicano and the lowrider.
Classic. That's the classic in the car movie scene.
And nobody really can drive now. Now that they drove, nobody else can drive.
Yeah. It was just sour grapes.
Yeah.
It was very sour grapes.
Well, you drove in a car just like we did.
But so when I went to see Paul Rubens, the Groundlings, they weren't that receptive to me. Like I had to pay to get in and all that.
Really?
And they didn't recognize. Usually,
Sure, a little professional courtesy.
Yeah. So what I did, I just took the best guys. Paul Rubens, Phil Hartman, I think was in a couple of scenes. Tom Hanks' wife. Rita.
Yeah, Rita.
Rita Wilson. She was
really.
She was in next movie. She was one of the Incredible Hulk. The guy that breaks through the wall in next movie.
Yeah.
Jake. He's a body by Jake. That's Jake going through the wall. he played the Hulk.
Hey, Phil Hartman's in that movie.
Really? I think
in a scene or two there.
I don't. No, he wasn't in a big scene. I don't know if I used Phil or not, but I know I used Rita Hanks and because she told me.
Oh, really?
I met her. That was in your movie.
Thanks for putting me in your movie. Oh, you're welcome.
But Paul Rubens, definitely. And I had some outtakes on Paul that was incredible. And Nice Dreams, I had Paul dress up like a Playboy bunny girl.
And you didn't use it?
I cut it out.
Oh, man.
Boy, if I had known now.
Yeah, really?
Known then.
390-5989. You want to talk to some people?
I don't care. Sure.
I don't care. What the hell? This gentleman's been holding. Tim.
Hey.
How are you, sir?
Thanks for having me back on.
You're welcome.
Hey, I have a question for your guest. For Tommy, is how's Ashley Roachcliffe? Is he still okay?
Ashley Roachcliffe, yeah, Ashley's still there. He's formerly known as Ashley Roachcliffe now, though.
Formerly known. What happened?
Formerly known. Well, I did a takeoff on the Prince thing.
Oh.
So when he gets introduced, he's formally known as Ashley Roachcliffe.
Okay. I used to worry about that guy. I really did.
One guy that hasn't been around is old Leslie Horwinkle. Remember Leslie?
Leslie Horwinkle.
God, I'm trying to think.
I'm crazy about that stuff.
Hey, well, I got to tell you a quick story, then that I'll get off. But before your movie came out, my son, who was about 10, 11 years old at the time, he and some of his little friends were back in his room with the door closed. Well, being a dutiful father, you don't leave adolescents unattended very long.
Yeah.
And I was
not with matches or a gun.
No, not a gun in these days. And I walked down the hallway, and I could hear this. They were laughing and just going on, and I heard this. It sounded like the TV on. It opened it up, and the first thing I was presented with was, "Let's make a dope deal."
How old were the kids?
Oh, they're like 11.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, yeah. And I said, what is this? And of course, my son, he said, "Dad, you got to listen to this. This is great."
Oh, that's great.
I said, "Who are these guys?" And he had got the tape from one of his friends who'd gleeped it from his parents. And I went out and bought everyone I could find.
Oh, great. Yeah, you're a good dad.
So,
wow.
Hey, anyway, but it was great. And you guys, one other comment, you guys have done more to perpetuate stereotyping and profiling than anybody else I can think of. So anyway, thanks for having me on, Shannon.
Thanks, Tim. I'll see you later.
All right,
great. Well, the RCMP in Canada, they use up and smoke in their training films.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Look for
Oh my God!
Because they recruit guys from up north, Regina. They don't have a clue what a Mexican is, let alone what a joint is.
Yeah, really.
And so they show them our movie. It's part of their training program.
I think the funniest skit is the "No Man, Dave's Not Here."
Oh, that is very funny.
It's killing me.
That story was great. That was our very first record ever. And what happened? Cheech and I, we're hanging around L.A. we've been there about a year trying to make it. We're like doing all the there weren't comedy clubs there, hootenanny clubs, folk clubs, and jazz clubs and black clubs, and we were doing all the club circuit, and we were making quite a name for ourselves, like opening up for Cannonball Adderley, all the jazz greats and that. But and we were a regular at a club called the Troubadour, and finally Lou Adler was in the crowd, and we heard that Lou was there, and we had. Before that, we'd been signed with Three Dog Night people, but they never did anything with us. And there was and Herbie Cohen, which was Lenny Bruce's first manager. No one could do anything with us. And then we heard Lou Adler was there, and he owned a record company. And so we went and seen Lou. He told me we wanted to make a record. He said, okay, so what do you need? I said, well, give us a couple of $1,000, pay the rent, and a tape recorder. So he gave us a tape recorder. So Cheech and I were in the A&M lot in Hollywood. And we're going to record. We're going to practice on the tape recorder. So Cheech, the first bit's going to be about a dope deal going down. So Cheech goes outside into the courtyard, and it was hot. It was hotter than today. It was like 110 degrees out, and he's got an overcoat on because he's trying to get in character. And so he's out there just sweating and very hot. And I'm inside in a nice, cool, air-conditioned space with a tape recorder. So Cheech knocks on the door, and I go, who is it? And he goes, it's me, man. I got the stuff. Let me in. I think the cops saw me. and I was so busy listening to him, I forgot to look at the needle to see if the tape recorder was on, So I was staring at the needle, and he knocked again. And I seen the needle jump. And so I said, well, I'll start the bit over again. So I go, who is it? And this time he's a little angrier. He goes, it's me, man. I got the stuff. Don't let me in. I think the cops saw me. So then I said, I got to wait this one out.
That's hysterical.
I'm sitting there waiting. He knocks again. He bangs on the door. I go, who is it? This time he's really mad. It's me, Dave, man. I got the stuff. Now let me in. It's hot out here, man. And I said, I waited. I was perfect. I go, Dave? He goes, yeah. So I opened the door, and he comes in. He's still screaming. Oh, man, what are you doing? It's hot. You don't know. It's like a... And I said, listen. I played it back.
Well, it was funnier than hell.
Cheech and I, we laughed. First of all, we sat ourselves. We laid on the floor laughing. It was so funny. So funny. Then Cheech, he grabs the tape recorder and he runs around and he played it for everybody. We played it for Lou, played it for the secretaries, played it for everybody in the place. That night we recorded it. But it never came out that
Never came out as funny as it was the first time around, was it?
We should have
still pretty damn funny.
We should have released the funny one. The next day, Lou we recorded that night. The next morning, they were playing it in every station.
Really?
In America. All over. All over. This is before, that was our first record.
Wow.
And so then we had to go in the studio. We had like a week to do the rest of the album. And so we just, kicked ass. We just did it. We did it.
Wow.
And that was it.
That's a great story. What a great story.
Who did Sister Mary Elephant?
Cheech
did that?
Yeah, he did the voice,
The voice, yeah. That was fun.
I'm so impressed by how much you remember. They say that THC is supposed to cut your memory. And yet, are you taking ginkgo or something, man?
No, I do a lot of vitamins. Yeah? It's a short-term memory. And it's not really short-term memory. What happens is that your mind gets filled with creative thoughts. So it's not about trying to remember anything. It's about thinking new thoughts.
Oh, you're distracted, and you're off in the other side of your brain.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. So if someone throws a question at you, like, what's your name? You can be stumped for an answer.
Wait a second. Hey, let's take another quick break here, because I want to end up with a long session at the end. And when we get back, we'll talk about the products and other stuff you're involved in. And Cap City Comedy Club, what's the phone number over there? Somebody?
467-2333.
467-2333. Call them tonight, 8 and 10:30. Tomorrow, 8 and 10:30. Tommy Chong.
And Nancy's going to be opening.
You're opening, right?
Yeah. And bring some extra money. He'll be selling T-shirts after the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I got to get some T-shirts. Stick around, folks. I'll be right back with Tommy Chong right here on FM Talk 98.9 KJFK.
Would have a field day with him. Shannon Burke, only on 98.9 KJFK.